Hello again everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Apple Pub. This is Raphael, and just a quick FYI, today's episode is a re-upload from an older channel showing you how to use the HTC One's TV Remote app with the Apple TV. Since the HTC M9 is releasing today, we thought it might be helpful to those of you who are, like me, a user of both worlds. Now, HTC has announced that they will be discontinuing the app's TV viewing features, but we're only interested in using the IR remote. So, let's get back to the episode. We hope you enjoy it, and thank you. Bye-bye. Now today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about this guy, the HTC One. And as you can see, I still have it in the cover, and that's because I'm a bit of a butterfinger, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. Specifically, I'll be showing you guys a little tutorial on how to get the HTC One's TV Remote app to play nicely with the Apple TV. Now I know some of you out there are wondering, why would you need to know this? Because you're all like, ugh, Android, Apple's the best, and the other's like, ugh, Apple, Android is the best. Well, for the rest of us normal people, Now those of you like me who flip-flop between companies, like so. Custom built Windows PC. 2012 MacBook Pro. My current phone, the HTC One. And every day I'm shuffled. Nope. Nobody, no. We will just pretend that this never happened. And moving on. Might find this useful. Now to begin with, it is possible to get the HTC One's TV Remote app to actually learn the buttons of the Apple TV's remote. The problem being, for some reason, that doesn't actually work when you use it with the Apple TV. So instead, we have to get the Apple TV to learn the buttons of the HTC One. So to begin with, we need to set up a new remote, where we go to Menu and we go Add Remote. It's going to come up asking us, to start. Go ahead, click Start. Name the remote. I'm just going to call this Apple for now. Next. It's going to say, what do we need to add? We would like to add, well, first of all, we have no choice but to add a TV. There's no way to turn this off. So, what we do need to add to get the play pause controls is the cable box. Then we hit Next. Now, it's going to ask us to pick a TV. Now, you can pick any TV you want as long as it's not the one that you're using. I currently have a Sony TV, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Samsung. And hit Next. It's going to ask me to check with the TV to see if it's turning on and off. Don't worry about it, just hit Next. Say, check it. Regardless of what happens, you don't actually have the TV turned on, just say, yeah, it worked. Don't worry about it. Yeah, the input toggle worked as well, and just hit Next. Next, it's going to say, set up your cable box. Now, out of all these at the top, I only had a problem with the AT&T Uverse selection. So we're going to go ahead and select the DirecTV remote. And if you happen to be using DirecTV, then select Comcast or Motorola. Those ones work for sure. Now, what we need to do is get the Apple TV to learn the controls on our new control. So we are currently on the Apple. We have these three settings, and we're going to go ahead and go to the TV and try to get the Apple TV to sync with this. Alright, so now on your Apple TV, first you need to go to Settings, to General, then down to Remotes, and then you go to Learn Remote. Now before we go on, make sure you have your HTC One and you're on the TV Remote app with the remote that we just created open. Now we're going to go ahead and select Start and just follow the instructions that the Apple TV tells us. So, since it's telling us to press up, we'll go ahead and on our remote, hit the up button and hold it. And do the same for the rest of the buttons. Now for the select menu, we're probably going to use the OK button on the remote. The problem is it doesn't have a long press functionality, neither do any of these buttons in the center. And so for this we have to keep hitting it multiple times until it picks it up. So we'll just keep hitting OK until that bar fills up. And we'll do the same thing for the menu button. We'll just keep hitting it until the bar fills up. Now go ahead and set the remote's name as whatever you would like. We're just going to go ahead and select Custom for now just to use it. So now we'll go on to set up the playback buttons. So select it on the menu, and now on the HTC One, hit the play pause button to get to the DVR controls. which we'll use to set up this next set. Now, just as we did before, let's just follow what the instructions tell us to do. But again, none of these buttons have long press functionality, so we have to keep tapping them over and over again until it learns it. Alright, so for the last 4 buttons, because they don't exist on the remote control, go ahead and just go to the number pad and just set up those buttons for the 1, 3, 4, and 6. And that's it. Now you're just ready to use your remote for the Apple TV. Go ahead and hit menu to get back out of here. And there you go. And there you have it. Your Apple TV is now set to work with your HTC One. Now, as a side note, if you're like me and you like to have subtitles on your Netflix videos, you do need to have that long press functionality on the OK button. But due to the limitations of HTC's remote app, you're not able to do that. So to be able to counter that, we need to program the OK and menu button to other buttons on the remote. In my case, I use the volume buttons because those do have long press functionality. I set my select button as the up volume button, and I set my menu button as the down volume button. Now, it really isn't a necessity at all to set those buttons to be able to use your Apple TV. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up so you know how to get around that problem. That's it for today's show, and I hope you guys really enjoyed the tutorial.